this.
Yeah,
has
that's
as much
Sometimes you wear a
survival
blank
instinct
face
as my
mask for
cat.
comfort, and
And that's where
Scylla's
we're at.
okay with that.
No,
No.
she's got more because she's
No.
got superior teeth.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think the mask had like teeth too, or eyes.
No, Zeph's mask didn't have
No.
anything, right? Or was
Yeah,
it like a Rorschach?
featureless.
It's
No,
just a
it's just
blank.
blank.
No, it's just a blank
But
mask.
didn't
Blank
it have
white
like a hole
mask?
that opened?
No.
The mouth hole?
It's
Am I
That was
imagining
the
this?
that was the
It's
shadow.
just a mask.
I mean,
That was
it's
no
more
mouth hole.
scarier
Just
in
like
my
blank.
head than I thought.
Zeph doesn't get a mouth hole.
No! How does he consume the shitty food in Hemlock?
He doesn't eat the hemlock food. Maybe he knows where the good food is.
Shit, he's got all the good food in the janitor's closet, and that's why it's locked.
It's
Maybe
true.
photosynthesizes.
That's absolutely
You
correct.
found out the plot.
He knows where the
What?
gun is.
That's a
Shit.
secret
I was gonna
hemlock.
say you did find him out in the garden.
Garden that's not actually outside. Yeah.
The garden that is totally outside.
Okay, now don't lie to me. Come on now.
There's wall
That's
and a
not fair.
ceiling.
There's
Right.
walls.
And LED screens
Mhm.
to act as the outdoors.
I almost said that Ellie's last name is not a D, and then I realized you were saying
We're doing great here
We're so
tonight.
back.
We're so back, motherfuckers.
I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. I got
Wow.
this and I was just
We
like,
have
really
been live for less than
processing
5
that.
minutes, and Elsie is crying. That's a new record. That is a
I
new
know,
fucking record.
Incorrect. We have gone live on me crying. So
It's true.
That's so true. You're right.
Uh,
So true, bestie.
I just like to cry. I don't know what to tell you.
And so, Kian, I am going to throw this over to you to start us off on our channel introductions before we go into this game specific introductions.
Elsie, that was one of the dumbest things. I love you. I'm sorry. That was so wonderful. Hello everybody. Welcome to Entropy Emporium. Thanks for coming to hang out with us tonight. A couple of quick things before I hand it over to JD for the show introductions. First of all, for now and for the foreseeable future, we are raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. They're doing really important work on the ground in Gaza. Keep all eyes on Palestine, on Sudan, on Congo. Do not look away. We ask that if you do not have the funds to donate, that you continue to raise awareness, continue to talk about it. That is equally as important. The other thing is that we have a Discord server. If you like what we do, if you don't like what we do, you can still come hang out. It doesn't matter to me. It's fine. It's fine. It's a lot of us being feral. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of making fun of each other and yelling at each other and doing so out of love. But yeah, we have, those are the two things, I think, unless there's anything else, JD, that you need me to cover.
I don't think so, but I have no brain today, so that's going to be
Wonderful.
a fun session. Hi, everyone. This is They Call Us Villains. This is our Horror Masks game. And in a moment, I will be having my lovely cast introduce themselves, their character's playbook, though interesting that we are not in our usual setting and you all have playbooks. I'm sure that's fine. And I'd love for you to share with the audience before we go live the particular role that your character is in tonight. But before we head there, a few reminders. This is a horror game. It does delve into some pretty dark and deep subjects, and these include institutional violence, forced institutionalization, medical abuse, psychological abuse, and gaslighting, themes in line with real-world conversion therapy, body horror, gore, blood, references at times to isolation, seclusion, and sedation. Currently, and for a while now, bad/toxic/emotionally abusive parenting. And in these episodes, we are going to be navigating unreality, and our setting is going to be a hospital, though it is much more in line with Grey's Anatomy, Scrubs, House, shows like that. As I have told the cast, the horror is not related to the hospital. The horror is just inside of the hospital as the set dressing right now. And so, with that, I'm going to have my cast go around, and starting with Harp, do those introductions.
Hey, I'm Harper. I'm going to be playing Mara Moon Herschel, who is a Nova playbook, the unstable one, and Mara's your attending physician for today, or one of two.
She sure is, and we love this. All right, Kian, you are up next.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, them. Recently changed my pronouns because gender is not real. Tonight I am playing Valen. I almost said call sign because I got distracted and forgot what game I was in. Tonight I am playing Valen, who is your other absolutely, completely qualified attending physician for the evening.
You know, I'm realizing that I somehow made the choice of roles for you perfect with the overlay. As we move on then to Q and Connor. Oh
Ooh,
no,
I can't
Q,
hear you. I'm
your
so
audio
sorry.
has
That's because I'm
decided to
muted.
hate us.
I'm muted. I'm just muted. That was on me. Anyway, hi, I'm Q. He, him. Tonight I'll be playing Connor Creed, the transformed playbook, though he is currently untransformed, so that's nice. And he is also he is one of the residents, not an attending physician. He's a resident.
And
Sure,
you
be fine.
will note that I did not give either Connor or Connor's counterpart any information about what they are a resident in. So, you know, that's going to be another experience for everyone to have.
Yep. Yep.
And speaking of the other resident, Steph, you are up next.
Hi, I'm Steph, pronouns she, her, and tonight I will be playing Scylla Tarn, also of the Doomed playbook. But she is now currently a resident in what? She doesn't know, but she's gonna try her best. No one's gonna die on her watch. It's fine.
So fine. And speaking of dying, Elsie, you are up next.
So I didn't even think about the not resident thing. I'm really concerned now because it's probably gonna be like urology and like I don't know dermatology. Great, thanks, cool. Hi, I'm LC. I play Ellie Ellison, not Ellie Discreet, and I am playing the protege playbook, but I don't really think it matters because I am dying. It's great. We're having a good time. I am in such good hands. I trust my medical team so much right now. Yeah, it's fun for me. I'm the patient. So
And speaking of the medical team, I mean, there is one person who is incredibly important to this picture, Rose. Please
I am-
introduce yourself.
It'd be my pleasure. Howdy, y'all. My name is Rose. I use they, she pronouns. I will be playing Theodora Lomax, she, her. Her playbook is the Nova, also the unstable one, though she's got a really good head on her shoulders, so nothing to worry about there. And I will be playing in this version the hospital administrator. So, Ellie, you're in great hands. You're completely in perfectly budgeted hands. Exquisite spreadsheets.
It's true. And we absolutely trust Theo with that.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't we? I mean, you know, nepotism is at work because most likely your son does work at this hospital.
Oh, that's the janitor.
Yeah, if he was the janitor, we would have the cleanest hospitals in the entire world. Actually, it's never had a problem. But no, he can do whatever he wants. It's great. He's a specialist.
And I am JD. I will be your storyteller for tonight. He, they pronouns, and I will be playing everyone else.
You only said everyone and not everything. I feel like it's appropriate for this game.
Oh, that's a really good point.
I know. Thank you. You're welcome. All right.
The walls are alive and RP'd and played out by someone else.
It's true. I'm actually going to bring in another guest. So we are
Second
going to have a
guest.
cast of 7, and they will play all of the inanimate objects.
You know how
Haunting.
everyone wanted to be like the tree in the school play?
One day I'm just going to do a 20-person stream, and like half of the cast is going to be people just playing parts of the scenery, just like we're on stage. And it's going to be beautiful.
I see the vision.
We'll put that out there.
All right. So we are here at Hemlock Hospital. A wonderful place to be if you need medical care, because as you have heard, they have the best of everything. The best administrator, the best attending physicians, the best residents. But that isn't quite where we start. Where we start is back in what is becoming a familiar bedroom. And we don't see the rest of it. We do not see Caleb. We do not see anything beyond the screen of the rabbit-eared television set. And it is showing a brightly lit scene. A hospital with clean tiled floors, fluorescent lights, honestly not unlike Hemlock itself, but it seems brighter, less dingy. And this hospital, unlike the Hemlock, well, none of you remember, it's busy. It's bustling. There are so many people moving through. Orderlies moving patients here and there, doctors and nurses going in and out of rooms. And the thing you realize very quickly is this is all background. Background actors, background action, because the TV camera that must be following these different people isn't really focusing on any of them. Until it focuses in on 2 figures decked out in nursing scrubs, moving away from the hustle and bustle of the floor, hands linked, as Casey and Gray move towards the elevator and wait for it to arrive on this floor. They cast furtive glances over their shoulders towards the corners of the ceilings where cameras are set. And then there's a ding, and the elevator opens. They step inside. The camera follows. And they do what everyone does in these shows. Casey pushes Gray up against the side of the elevator. And they start making out. And it is such a sweet, unrestrained moment. Right up until the lights start to flicker. And there is a grinding sound as the elevator comes to a stop. Stuck between 2 of the floors, the lights flickering in and out, plunging the 2 of them momentarily into darkness. The thing that's strange is they never stop making out. The light flickers. The elevator doesn't move. And it's almost like they're not aware of what's happening around them. And that becomes particularly evident when the light flickers off and then on, off and then on. And in that brightness, we see a shadow standing in the corner, familiar antlers stretching towards the ceiling of the elevator. And at that point, the image on the screen glitches. And the image we see instead is what looks like a swirling vortex. A mixture of shadow and lightning that flashes in alternating colors of electric blue, purple, and red. And within the heart of that vortex, that antlered figure emerges. But not like it did in the elevator just moments ago in the image we saw. This figure is at least the size of a skyscraper. And the antlers stretch out for miles and miles and miles. And as that lightning arcs around it, we see glimpses of the city below. And a bright neon light highlighting Hemlock Hospital. And at that moment, that shadowy, huge figure reaches out a hand. And the television set shakes. And then the screen cracks. And Caleb screams. But back in the hospital, as that image returns to what it was, actually no longer in the elevator, we've left the boys there, apparently, for the moment. Instead, we follow over the shoulder of Doctors Tarn and Creed, who have just been paged to come to a patient room.
What
I don't know
is
where
happening?
the room is. Do you know where the room is?
We got a room number, right?
Are we on the right floor?
Okay, well, yeah, I'm just gonna look at the room numbers that were around and find our way from there.
It does take a few moments because you realize you are definitely in the wrong wing of the hospital,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I think Connor's able to put that together pretty quickly.
Just gonna go to the map and go, okay, we need to go this way.
Have you ever faked being a doctor before? Because I haven't.
No, I've been a lab assistant, but never a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look around, like on my person, like we're gonna check for a badge, any sort of like any equipment that I may have on me. I don't imagine I have a whole lot.
Yeah, you don't. You definitely have like an ID swipe card that you can use
Uh-huh.
that has your name and your credentials. You are a
Yeah,
medical doctor.
Okay, just that's all it says.
That's all it says.
Oh
Fuck.
god.
And you have a stethoscope. And you have a pen light.
Nice. Okay. Um okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna head to the room. Okay. We need to try and find everybody
Uh-huh.
as we're making our way to this room.
Yeah, I guess Valen was onto something, because this is not the town. And yeah,
Okay.
let's just be casual.
Breathe.
Be casual. Uh-huh.
Yep, you need to breathe. This is a confusing situation, but we're gonna get through it together. Okay?
Uh-huh. Just
Okay.
kind of starts biting on the strap of her
No.
lanyard. Just
No. Mm-mm.
do they don't bite things? Oh yeah, they probably don't bite things.
Uh-huh.
This is really hard.
I know. Check to see if you have a pen light. You should be able to chew on that.
Okay, I have one. She just pops it in her mouth and just
Yeah.
starts chewing on that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's better. Okay.
And as you approach the room, you see Mara and Valen who are standing there, who I would imagine have had a few moments to have a conversation, having found themselves standing in front of the room of Ellie Ellison, who has Rook right by her side, holding her hand as an attentive boyfriend and mentor would.
I have a chart.
You do.
The chart is upside down.
Yeah, I can't remember anything, but I can tell that I'm pissed because I paged them like 5 minutes ago, but I don't remember anything before that.
Oh, wait, okay, clarification, JD. I don't remember Hemlock Prison either.
You do. Yes. No, you do.
Okay,
You were the
okay.
only one who had that information. You do.
Just making sure.
It's about to
Um,
be real crazy in here.
Yeah, I was like,
Scared me. I thought you,
no.
like-
She's like, but we
But-
remember you telling us the thing. Why don't you remember anymore?
Wait.
Hey, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I told you none of this is. We're not even supposed to be here. We're in a fucking television right now.
Hey Connor, hey Scylla.
Hi, what's happening?
I don't know, but Ellie is sick in that room.
I think Ellie's gonna die.
What? Why do
What?
you think that?
That can't
Holding
be the
up-
first thing you go to.
Obviously upside
How
down.
loud?
chart.
How
I
loud
can't
are you
read it.
talking?
Okay.
The
Oh,
door is
I'm being
open.
quiet. I'm being
Okay.
quiet. Bedside manners. God damn it.
Okay. Yeah.
I just have to
can
make sure because you're outside my room.
Right. Hey, can I see the clipboard, please, doctor?
Yeah, sure.
Do we go in there and do we act like doctors?
Flip
I
it
don't know how
over.
to do that.
I can fake it. I can fake it. But
Not yet. Let's see
Okay.
what's happening. Okay. Does everyone remember what was happening to her before we were here?
She was not looking good.
yeah, she
needed
just started fucking shaking.
water.
Right.
Mhm.
Pale, sweaty, shaking, passed out.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Connor's going to turn over the clipboard so it's facing right side up. Just looks over at Valen, just like the face asks, "Are you dumb?" But doesn't say it out loud.
Valen just nods. Yeah.
Okay, and we're gonna read the chart now. Hey, we haven't rolled in a minute. It's been a while. Can I assess the situation?
I was about to ask you to.
Yay! Yay me! Yay! Okay, hold on. Now, I thought I had grabbed the sheet, but I am apparently a liar. It's fine.
So roll with superior.
I don't know if that's good. We'll see.
That's a -1. It's fine.
Just like me.
Cool. So that is a potential.
Incredible.
Yay!
Yeah, I think he looks at it and very quickly goes, I don't know what any of this means.
It is
God.
absolutely nonstop jargon. It does not make any sense to you. You're pretty sure maybe one of those words could mean blood, but it doesn't say blood, so who knows what that
Right.
actually means.
Right. I thought Jif was a peanut butter. So I don't know. I don't know what this acronym means in this context.
Now I want apples.
Okay.
Okay, here,
So
let me see. And I grab the chart, but I go over and like stand by Mara and Scylla so that all three of us can look at it to see if between the three of us
Someone can roll well.
someone can help. And I'm happy to give advantage if that's a thing that I can do. But just like piece together between the three of us what the fuck is
Well,
going
my
on.
superior
Okay.
is also -1, so
Okay. Well, but the dice can be nice to you.
the dice could be nice.
I can go in and just sort of get preliminary stuff. I can at least check I know how to check a pulse.
See if Ellie knows anything that's going on.
Yep. It's gonna go inside.
And we'll follow you in a moment. We're gonna follow these three huddled around
God.
this chart to
Are we
see
all
what
rolling?
happens.
Are we all rolling,
Well,
or
with
is
a
anybody?
-1, that's a 7.
Hey, let's go.
I'll let all three of you roll.
Yay!
I'll be
Huge.
nice.
with a +1, I got a 10.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's go.
With a +1, I got a 4. I mark potential.
You also got a potential. I'm so proud of
Bale's
you.
just like definitely dying.
Yeah. I was right the first time. I didn't need to double check.
Absolutely.
You know, I have a couple friends in pre-med, I think.
That tracks.
All right. So for the ones who rolled and did not fail and do not either not know the acronyms or just go on their gut and decide that Ellie is definitely dying, we have a couple of questions that I will allow you to modify as you would like. You have 2, Mara. You have 1, Scylla. So what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? What here is most vulnerable to me? And how could we best end this quickly? And again, if you have a question not on the list, I will honor that as well, because this is an unusual assessed situation. You are not technically fighting a villain at this moment.
So you can go first if you want.
Okay. I guess Scylla mainly wants to know what's wrong with Ellie.
And so, Scylla, you are reading through the chart, and it's strange because you're pretty sure, much like Connor, you've never read any of these words. There are acronyms, there are terms, there's jargon, there's all these things that you don't remember ever being exposed to in any way, shape, or form. Which is why it's really strange to realize that it feels like this is something you've done before. That you've seen medical reports and you understand what these abbreviations mean. You even understand the not very clear scribbled writing on it. And it doesn't take you long to start putting pieces together. You understand that there are a variety of symptoms that Ellie is experiencing. There is blood loss. There is bleeding from the ears and nose. But there are other changes too. Her pulse slowing. And according to this report, her cell's degrading. Prognosis, not good.
I know I don't know this stuff, but I also know this stuff, and that's really weird. But her cells are degrading, and that's not normal?
I don't know a ton. That seems pretty bad.
Yeah.
JD,
Yep.
can I ask? I want to ask for sure, how could we best end this quickly? Like, what is a plan of action we can take? And then, can I modify who here is the most vulnerable to me as what can I do in this situation as an individual?
Absolutely. And
Cool.
so I will give you both of those and maybe a little something extra because you are wondering how best can we end this quickly. And it doesn't take long for you to jump outside of the box, acknowledge that Valen maybe is speaking some truths here on multiple levels, and that the answer to how could we best end this quickly would be play your roles. You've all been assigned roles in the hospital. The best way to end this is to follow what you have been given guidance to do. Within that, the best way to end this quickly is to find a cure for Ellie. And that ties into what can I do as an individual? Because as you are flipping through the chart, seeing what's written there, you see a note. And you're not sure who wrote it. But it simply says, consider using the compound.
Valen, 2 questions.
Sure.
First one, what did you say Ellie's powers were in your world?
She can hold hands with somebody and take their powers. She can copy it.
Okay. Second question, unrelated. Do you know what the compound is?
No, but it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, we should go in there and play it by instinct. When I read these words, I didn't understand them, but I knew what some of them meant, even though I've never learned them.
I know that you feel like we just met, so let me
Yeah.
just inform you that my instincts are shit. This is
Okay.
that's not a good way to play this.
You got any better ideas?
Wait
for your friend to pull us out of fucking whatever, the TV?
Okay, actually, when Mara says that, is there a window, real or not real, in Ellie's room that I can see?
There is. It appears to be nighttime.
Any weird shit going on in the sky?
Not that you can see. It looks like a normal night.
Okay. Can I use my move straight up creeping?
Of course.
Oh, thank God.
Always.
It's gonna be a 7. So I get to ask one question. Well, but I want to ask the selfish question. What here is worth grabbing?
And I'm gonna ask you a question, Kian.
Oh no.
What
Assume the
would
worst answer.
Valen's criteria for that be?
God damn it. I was hoping you wouldn't ask because I didn't want Valen to be selfish. Oh God. Anything. It's two separate things right now. Because Mara just asked about a compound, so anything that looks like it could be a compound or related to the compound. Because Valen doesn't know what that is. But also a weapon. Because anytime that we are together as a group, something tries to kill us. So something is going to try and show up and kill us. So Valen wants something to swing.
Which one is more important to Valen in this
No,
moment?
no, don't ask me these questions. A weapon.
And I think that makes sense. And, Valen, as you are glancing into Ellie's room, seeing Rook by her bedside, Connor having approached to talk to her, you find your eyes kind of moving onto the other side of the room where there are a bunch of cabinets, several of which have locks on them. And while you can't see what's inside, you're pretty sure that if you open them, you're going to find a variety of instruments that could be used as weapons. Syringes, of course, but also scalpels.
I start patting down my pockets. Do I have a key anywhere? Any keys on me?
You do. I'm going to say as one of the attendings, you do. So that
Okay.
is attached to your little lanyard. Connor and Scylla, not so much.
Okay.
We're cutting off their access to needed medical equipment. It's fine. I'm sure that this was a decision by our hospital administrator.
It's for liability purposes. Um,
I'm gonna go over to the lockers and start opening them up and looking through. And I'm keeping the compound thing in the back of my brain, but I'm looking for a weapon first.
And you can readily find that. There are a variety of instruments in there. And as you are rummaging through, kind of leaving Scylla and Mara to continue to figure out what the next steps with Ellie might look like, Connor, you headed in to talk to our patient. And as you approach Rook, who has been holding Ellie's hand and running his fingers along the back of her hand and knuckles and letting her know that everything is going to be okay. He looks up as you approach and looks so relieved and says, Dr. Creed, it is so good to see you.
Yeah, we're here. I just wanted to get a couple of things checked over before the rest of the team comes in. And I'm just looking at Rook and then over at Ellie, like normal eyes here, big eyes over here. Why don't you have a seat? This won't take long. Miss Ellison, how are we feeling today?
There's like absolutely the same reaction of like looking at Rook and then looking at you and then looking at Rook and then looking at you like you're a doctor? I don't remember you ever mentioning that back there. Okay. I feel like I feel bad. A little better, but mostly bad.
Okay, well, hey, you're still talking. We're still breathing, so there's still a hope yet. So let me get your vitals. Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm a doctor. We're gonna do doctory things, I guess. We're gonna do doctoring about it.
And I'm going to say, Connor, you start like trying to find a pulse, and then you do realize that her heart rate is being monitored by a pulse ox on her finger. So it is right there, visible on the screen, as is her latest BP.
Yeah, I knew that. I wanted to hear it with my own ears.
Hear my pulse.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Confirming it with just cross-referencing it with the hey, Mr. What's his sir, how about could you get her some ice chips? You should get her some ice chips.
And you would think that Rook would look perhaps vaguely offended by this.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I need to make a roll. Okay. You would think that Rook would look offended by this, and he does. And so he did sit down when you encouraged him to, but now he stands up to, I was going to say his considerable height, but not really in comparison to Connor.
Right.
He's tall. Man's over 6 feet.
That's cute.
And says, I can't believe that we've been here for days and you still don't know my name. What kind of doctor are you?
The one who is concerned about my patient and the many other patients that I have on this floor. Are you in need of medical attention?
That's what worries me. You have so many patients. How can you possibly be devoting the time and energy that is needed to figure out what is going on with Ellie?
So are you offended that I don't know your name, or that I don't have enough time for Ellie? I would like to know which struggle we're picking up today.
Actually, Zane, I actually would really like some ice chips, if you wouldn't mind getting me some. Please.
Of course. My apologies, Dr. Creed. It has been a trying several days, and it is not fair that I was taking that out on you. I'll go get some ice chips.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just gonna wait a few beats.
And I'm just going to say as a note, as he walks out, Theo, you find out that there is an unhappy person in this hospital.
Fucking snitched!
I'm sorry. Do you not think that a high priority client wouldn't have the hospital administrator on speed dial? You don't need Yelp. These motherfuckers will be talking.
She can smell a 1-star from a mile away. Ellie. Okay. I don't like him.
He's just really stressed. He's just really stressed out.
You're the one dying, Ellie.
I feel like there are
Incredible. You're the one in the hospital bed, Ellie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably a better way to put it than that I'm dying. I feel like we shouldn't be like telling patients that they're dying right to their face because they're already really stressed out. You know?
Hey, you're
Um,
already you're already here. You already know that we don't have time. We have to figure out what's going on with you.
you really think I'm dying?
It doesn't look good, Ellie. There's a lot of words on your chart that I don't know the first thing about.
Have you ever watched like a medical show before and then they tell the people, don't tell your patients they're dying because then they'll freak out and get worse?
No, I wasn't allowed to
Okay.
watch TV at home.
Okay, we'll just forget about that for a second. Not you allowing to watch TV at home, but the fact that I'm not supposed to know that I'm dying yet.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and forget that part.
Okay. Sorry. I listen. I know that that's a lot to take in. But hey, it's not just me. Hey, we got paged. I'm just gonna page the beeper back, unless it was like over the comms.
Still is
I
like
covered
outside the
that.
door, just kind of like peeking ever since like Rook kind of like stormed
I was gonna
over.
say you can just gesture for them.
Hi,
Um,
hi, Ellie.
Valen walks up with a bone saw,
Oh, what is that for?
just in case. Just in
In
case.
case
What?
of what?
It's not for you, Ellie.
That's
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
okay, then
And
that's
like
fine.
hides it behind his back. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm so worried
JD?
about it.
Yes.
Can Mara stop Zane and ask him some questions?
Absolutely. We're gonna follow
After-
Mara in a
Oh,
moment
okay.
to do that. But yes, you can absolutely follow Zane as you choose.
Well, like, you're not dying. And it looks like it's fixable because the chart says there's a recommendation to use a compound on you. It doesn't say what the compound is, but it must be in the hospital. So we just need to find that and then you'll be fine.
It doesn't say what the compound is.
I mean,
I think
not that I could understand. I didn't pay attention to
guess-
the medical jargon when Luke and Sloan were watching the stuff, but I know. Oh, where do you live? People sometimes break into the patient's houses for information. That's standard, right?
I remember this episode of House. I mean, I guess you could. I don't know if we're anywhere near my house anymore. I don't know where we are actually, besides the hospital. I know that question.
Called
Answered.
Hemlock too, like the town. It's
Maybe
really
we are
weird.
close. Has anybody tried to leave?
we got paged like as soon as we came to.
I don't think any information about the compound would be in my house.
Okay,
But
that's a good point.
it's just kind of, like scary to think that that might fix me, but we don't know what it is. What if it's just like something and then it actually kills me first before my body because I'm dying apparently. I'm trying not to think about that,
Valen?
right?
Valen like crowds into Ellie's perspective. Bonesaw still behind the back.
Okay, great.
Still
I
behind
was
the
about to
back.
say,
Yeah,
don't do
not
anything with that
not
thing.
living with the bone saw. No.
Too much trust you already.
Valen like crowds into Ellie's perspective and like makes eye contact with her. Hey, look, we're gonna figure this out, okay? I'm not letting any of us die in here. All right? Not even you. We'll find the compound. If I have to try it out first, then I will. It's not gonna kill you. Whatever's going on is not gonna kill you. Just sit tight and it's gonna pull the bone saw out. This is for you. We're gonna have to go look for stuff. And whatever that thing was that was chasing you back in the city of Hemlock, which we're not in anymore, I don't think,
Oh, that.
in case it comes back. And it's going to give you the bone saw that I really want to keep for myself, but I think Ellie needs it more right now.
Oh.
And so, Theo, you walk in to see one of the attending physicians hand a patient a bone saw.
This is all I've ever wanted in life.
I think Theo walks in and knows exactly what she's going to say, and then sees Dr. Valen giving a bone saw to a patient. And she doesn't have any powers to make you stop, but she does clear her throat in a Looney Tunes style spot where it's like your hand, like giving the bone saw to the very frail patient looking down. Now, I understand that we give a lot of leeway with our hospital budgets and our use of resources. And of course, we want to make sure that we have every opportunity to fight and care for Miss Ellison however we can. But I believe that a bone saw is perhaps a little medieval. Doctor.
Don't worry about it. She just wanted to see it. I was just showing her what we use.
Guys,
After-
it's about explaining a procedure to me, and I wanted to
After
know.
Valen mutters, "Oh God, you're here too," which was not quiet.
That's great. I'm glad. Anything that we can do to make sure that you and Mr. Zane are comfortable during your stay here, we'll be happy to attend to. If I could see my staff outside, I just want to have a quick touch base about the overall satisfaction score in this room right here. Out.
Okay.
Have a
Valen kind of
great day.
nods over to the lockers that are still unlocked. Carries the bone saw out. My bone saw now, apparently, since I wasn't allowed to share it.
You're going, Dr. Valen, leave the bone saw in the room, actually.
with her? Sure.
We're going to lock it up because that's where we keep things. We're just put it where you found it.
You're the doctor, I suppose.
Anyway, you said
No,
something
she's not.
Right?
about his satisfaction. She's not a doctor?
No, she's admin.
Oh, that's right.
She's
So-
not a
Yes,
doctor?
I'm the
I mean,
one who
admin
signs your
doctors.
paychecks and gets to decide what resources get used here.
Probably
And
not
I
gonna
am
have that paycheck
deciding
for long.
that you don't have
Medical-
bone saw privileges with this patient.
Medical directors are doctors too.
Not this
But-
one.
If I
Not
remember
this one.
correctly.
Is that
You know-
Elsie or Ellie talking?
It's
That's
Elsie.
Elsie talking, and also
I was gonna say, does Ellie just-
This
Actually-
Ellie just leans out.
actually.
Actually, that would be very in character. Actually,
I take my attendings and my doctors out. And yeah, I think
You do notice that one is missing because Dr. Moon Herschel is nowhere in sight.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. I will be right back and I will be having a long word with all of you. You can expect a email. Be sure to check that.
I won't.
That will be in your record, Dr. Creed. Thank you so much. Where is Dr. Moon Herschel?
Oh, we were attending to the patient, so maybe they got another page. It is a very busy hospital.
I have access to all the pagers. I know everything that goes in and out, every line of communication from this hospital. There hasn't been another page. This is a priority client.
Oh, well, maybe she went to smooth things over with Mr. Zane. To let him know that, we take Ellie's health very seriously and we're doing everything we can to provide her the best of care. So he feels reassured.
I don't know why we need to smooth things over. I didn't say anything wrong.
No, you didn't. But it's very stressful when someone you care about is in the hospital.
which is why we want to be on our best behavior and all smiles in service for our priority client. Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Tarn. You are doing exactly as expected. And if Dr. Moon Herschel is doing exactly as I expect, then there will be another bedside manner workshop in the future. So,
And I think that's the perfect place to move the camera over to where Dr. Moon Herschel is talking to Zane.
Hey, thanks so much. Sorry, I just wanted to get a second away from the patient and also the residents, just to have a few words with you. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing as well as I can be. I just want us to be able to figure out what's going on with Ellie.
I get that it's stressful. And she looks through her charts as if she's actually looking at things. The nature of her condition is that her cells are degenerating. We have a potential treatment for it. It is a compound of substances. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it, but it's a bit of an experimental treatment.
That sounds like something Cosmos would be working on.
Oh, does it? Why might you think that?
I mean, because they're the only laboratory in this town.
Mm-hmm.
They're known for
Sure,
their cutting
sure.
edge research and working on treatments to various medical conditions. So it stands to reason that if there was a compound, they might be involved.
Yep, just wanted to make sure. Has anything like this with Miss Ellison ever happened before?
Elsie, I have a very important question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you ever tell Rook?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Actually, yeah, that would absolutely be a story. I told him.
How did Ellie frame it to them?
What specifically did I tell Brooke again? I dissociated for a moment. I just said yes. I just assume I tell him everything. What did I tell him again?
What did you tell him about the treatments you received as a child?
Oh, probably the basics, because I don't think she knows a lot about it herself, like all the big details, because she was so young. And she absolutely framed it as like, it saved my life. Like this, I wouldn't be here today without it.
And without hesitation to you, Dr. Herschel Moon, Brooke just says, well, yes, something like this happened when she was a child.
Do you know how they treated it then? I know it's been a long time. Did she ever tell you?
I believe it was some sort of experimental treatment, maybe something with genetic splicing.
Okay.
And he freezes and then shakes his head. No, no, Ellie has never been sick a day in her life.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't know where that came from.
Hey, I get it. It can be tough. I'm sure. Yeah, no worries. Okay.
But no, nothing like this has ever happened to her before.
Okay. JD, obviously the number one purpose of this conversation is to get information out of him. The number two purpose is because Mara remembers in the town hall when everybody disappeared except the few of them. And I don't believe this motherfucker was there. So Mara in this moment is trying to figure out, is this man real?
You know, I think that this is a great time. I'm gonna ask you, Mara, but I think I was gonna give a few options, but let's use a Pierce the Mask roll. Roll with mundane.
That is not a good stat for me, JD. Oh, -1, it's a 7.
Beautiful. On a 7 to 9, you get to ask one. And it sounds like your question is Rook real?
Yeah.
Mara, how would you gauge if Rook was real?
I think her current theory in her mind is that because he's only been with Ellie and this is a TV that he only exists in relation to Ellie. So I think how she might probe it is to ask him about himself and not Ellie, or things that Ellie wouldn't know. I'm trying to think of those questions right now, but it does seem like they told each other a lot. So maybe that's not the best way to go about it.
No, I think your way of assessing that is a really smart one, Mara. And I think it's actually less the answers to the questions you're getting and the fact that as you're talking to him, you're moving through the hospital and he is getting further and further away from Ellie. And in fact, as you are walking, he notices that you're moving towards one of the entrances and takes a breath and then looks at you and says, I know you'll need me back there soon, but would it be all right if I just stepped outside for a moment to get a breath of fresh air?
Of course, whatever you need.
And he thanks you and walks out. And you see him standing out there, lighting a cigarette. And he's still existing. He has ostensibly left the environment that you're in. And you're not positive because this is a weird situation, but if he were not real, if he were connected just to Ellie, you're pretty sure that would have severed it.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking back to the room then.
Theo, do you attempt to track down our lovely doctor?
Oh yeah, I like full on schmooze. I think sees eventually walks over and flags down Dr. Moon Herschel and then sees Zane and then